having this, me and you having this conversation, and you being the way more reasonable, logical, and mature one of the bunch is letting me know that my anger is not only extremely warranted, but I'm not bugging, and that most men who are respectable men that live by like honor and code, they wouldn't move this way. So that's why I'm glad we got on here, because I was all right. Maybe chatting with Matthew will let me. I mean, chatting with Daniel will let me know. Hey, this is you blowing this out of proportion. In which I would have been like, okay, maybe I'm blowing out of proportion. Still wouldn't apologize, but I would have probably let it go. Now, I
have a ton of follow-up questions. I don't know if there will ever be answers. Like, how long has this been going? Because it feels like this has been happening, brewing without your knowledge for a while.
Probably, yeah.
That a lot of information has been fed through a bad source or source that may not have everyone's best interest at heart.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Which also begs the question, why is one party who should be coming to me about some of this feeling so chatty? This goes back to there's a maturity thing. Yo, if your partner can't come to you with some hard conversations because they pussy.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions, but it's the...
And then they do stuff with, like, they say stuff like feeling safe, creating safe environments. Yo, dog, after that works maybe in the first 5-6 months. After years, it's like, all right, what are we talking about here? You weren't saying that when you was flying, taking trips, this, that, and the third.
Yeah, it just doesn't sit right.
Like,
it just don't sit right.
It's some bitch shit. I'm not gonna hold you.
It just don't sit right.
It's cold. Is it a cold world out here, or maybe
it's some cold? Well, the world is on fire, but it's some cold people.
Yeah. Yo, what happens when you pop out with some fire? That
oh, wow, fire can mean a lot of things in this situation.
I'm talking about. What if that next nine means some fire, and you know it's some fire, and if you pop out with it, it's gonna seem like this fire, like this is why you got in this situation to get this fire, when really this fire fell in your lap just off of some.
Control what you can control.
You know what's even crazier? What if I told you I met this fire before I met my ex-girlfriend?
Oh,
long before I met my ex-girlfriend, right?
Oh, you wouldn't be beating the allegations. I didn't know that.
No, but here's the thing. So me and this fire had went on like 2 dates, 2 or 3 days. They were really good dates. After the third date, I had met my ex-girlfriend up in DC. We went on 2 dates, me and my ex-girlfriend, and I liked her so much after that second date that I basically dubbed this fire because she was trying to hang out for a 4th date, and I dubbed it. Basically, Center was very cold with it. Basically, let her know I ain't interested no more. She got real mad at me, but eventually went on, started dating someone else. I went and dated my ex-girlfriend. How crazy is it that one day, because I had I think it was after I had posted about my my ACL and meniscus tear, because they're an athlete too, so they were like, "Whoa, what do you do?" Yeah, everyone, when they see that, they're like, especially the athletes, they're like, "Whoa, WTF? How did you do this? Are you okay?" And that just started a conversation that led to more conversations, and now you got some fire in your lap. It's very much by accident.
Hey man, the universe unfolds as it should.
It's true. I mean, when I tell you this fire really respects you as a man. Now you just like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, but just know you're not beating allegations.
What allegations? What's the allegation? What
the allegation that you and the fire.
Well, no, because she don't live here. So
you don't have to be in person.
Well, the reason why I'm in this situation is Shorty was thinking that I am where I am doing whatever, and that wasn't the case at all.
100%. You were 100% telling the truth. but from the outside,
it look crazy.
Yeah, it look kind of crazy.
You know what? I wonder what it's. I wonder how people feel who like date like bartenders, because it's. I feel like it's in this. I feel like they deal with some of the same stuff. You know, everyone you interact with that night is not going to be sober at all. And if you are, well, not all bartenders are attractive, not all DJs are attractive, but the ones that are and that are good at their job, mix that with people who are not sober. What type of conversations do you think these people are coming up to you and having?
Oh, nasty conversations. Because they probably use him as a therapist, right? Because I'm sure
Not only, not only a therapist, but like they also see you as a piece of meat, whether you're a male or a female.
I can see that.
They see you as they see you as a piece of meat. But bartenders, while they gotta do their job. Now, obviously, you can't make them feel uncomfortable. They're gonna get you up out of there.
Right.
Same thing with DJs. But when you come to a bar as a patron, they're not gonna be mean to you.
No, they're not.
It's like a service. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you get do you see the correlation I'm making here?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it. Everything.
Now,
Listen.
if you know people's connection with music and you know the intimacy there is with playing music and being a good DJ, imagine the type of people that have come up and talk. Imagine the people that have come to talk to me during the many times I've DJed.
Oh, I can only imagine the things people have said to you.
I'll put it like this. I'll give you an example. This is just a random Saturday. This past Saturday, right? I'm DJing my monthly 9 to 1:30. Manager says this is probably like 12:45. Yo, at 1:30, cut the music, get on out of here. Everyone going about their night. Yes, give me some food. It's a good night. I'm gonna head on to the crib. What you think happened at about 1:15, 1:30?
Someone asked for a song.
Manager comes up to me and was like, "Hey, damn, I don't want to say the name of the I don't want to say this guy's name is going to give it away. But I got
his name is Chuck.
His
name is Gucci.
No.
Okay.
His name is Dalla. So he says, so the owner comes in and says, "Hey, Dalla, he had his birthday party here because his family lives here. So he came and had his birthday party here. He also has Commissioner Gordon here as well.
Okay.
And they want to come here and throw the after party here. Are you okay to stay a little bit to DJ, maybe for an hour or two? We'll pay you extra. But if you have plans or trying to, go somewhere with someone after this, let me know. Don't worry about it." What do you think I said?
You said, "Hell yeah." How much?
I said, "Yeah." I said, "Dollar gonna be here and Commissioner Gordon." "Oh yeah. I'll stay for them." "Oh, absolutely." So I did. And it got thick in there fast. Now,
when you say thick, you mean a lot of people, or you mean thick like it was a lot of yams in there?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Now, Dalla is he's recognized as one of the best at his craft.
Okay.
When he's healthy. Currently got a little injured.
Okay.
Recently. Commissioner Gordon was also a little injured during the last part of his job recently, but I think he's getting back healthy. He looked pretty healthy when I saw him. And you can just look at him and it's like, oh yeah, y'all definitely on y'all second contracts at y'all's job. You know what I'm saying? Smell the money. And with money comes some entourages with them things.
The heat.
I'm sitting there like, all right. In my head, I was like, all right. Now, these are the women my ex thought I was out here with. Because some of these shorties in here, whoa. I'm like, yo. That boy Bam's good. Some of y'all in here, some pressure. What time do you think I left that spot?
4 a.m.
7 a.m.
I've been dead.
I did not sleep that night. That was Saturday. Mind you, Friday I DJ'd at another bar went somewhere with my homies afterward because he was moving and shaking. Didn't get home until 5 in the morning.
Mm, I ain't got that in me no more. So I hope you got paid a lot extra because
Oh
that's
yeah,
2 shifts.
that's good money. They basically doubled.
Hey,
Basically. So, but I say all that to say, even on a random Sunday, I could be around some heat. And they love to come talk to a DJ. Yo, people's favorite person at a function
as a
or
DJ,
somewhere,
100%.
they love to come talk to the DJ.
Asking for songs. How do
And
you do this?
and my DJ booth is right next to the bathroom, the door to go to the hall where the bathroom is, and it's one of those doors that has a code. So most people don't know the code. So I just go over there, type the code in.
Mm. What a time to be alive.
I just think it's honestly, I'm at a point now where I just think some of this is really funny. I just think a lot of the situation is like really funny. You and your wife have been married for how long?
7 years in September, and we met and we started dating in 2012. What's that? 13 years total.
Mhm. So 13 years total. So I'm sure y'all have had some arguments.
Right. Sometimes we have some disagreements.
So has there ever been a time where, like, I don't want to say one accused the other, but someone thought something was fishy was going on, and maybe they just asked a little bit of information, or did they immediately just get? Were you innocent until proven guilty, or were you guilty until proven innocent?
Oh, so that's never happened in our relationship.
Well, maybe that's my issue.
Yeah, that's never the disagreements we've had have been very little stuff. But no, there's never been a situation where one thinks the other is foul play.
I will say sometimes I do get myself in some interesting situations, but it don't always be in my sometimes shit just happens and now you're just in this situation. Especially when you're in a relationship but your homies are not. And
Yeah.
especially when the homies know that women love the DJ, you get used as.
But are those real homies though, right? Well, real homies.
They my mans, but it's more like one of those things where one or two of them will be coming to me, maybe like asking for a song, or maybe asking for the code to the bathroom. And so you'll help them, and then when your homies come in, yo, who is that?
Okay, I understand what you mean.
I don't know.
Okay, I see what you mean now. I thought you were saying like they were putting you in compromising positions.
No. They're like using me as a funnel to get their game off. And then what usually happens is it turns into, because one of them, one or two of them might not have drove, or like they know.
Yeah,
actually, I'm the designated driver. Let's just put it like that. I'm the driver. And so it's usually one of those, what y'all doing out here sort of thing. And I'm just sitting there listening to these plans being made, like, motherfucker, whose car are you volunteering? Then he looking at you like, yo, dog, you
cool? About to block?
Yeah, like you got to sit there like, sure, like I got you.
Okay, never mind. Those are true friends because I would do the same thing.
Yeah, like sure, I got you. And the next thing you know, you in a position where like you can't really explain this, because then you have to explain what the fuck you're doing in this situation, which might get you jammed up, even though you weren't even trying to get yemmed up.
Because I am assuming it is the equal right. Like it'd be 4 of y'all total, then 4 of them. It's not like it's off kilter, right? It's not like it's 3 of them and 4 of y'all, and you can just sit in the corner by yourself.
Or they might outnumber us by 1 or 2, but it's definitely at least an equal thing. And even if you are not trying,
you got to keep somebody busy so your homie can.
Oh my fucking God! That sentence right there. They don't get that. They think, yo, here's the thing. The other party that's being entertained, they think you're there maybe trying to holler, not putting it into perspective that, yo, I am only conversing with you because my other 3 homies right here are on a 3-on-3 fast break, and I might fuck up the fast break if I don't at least guard a man.
You a decoy.
Yes, I'm a decoy, but I'm personal. You've known me for a while. I
Yeah.
can talk with anyone. That was actually literally part of my job, and it still is. So it don't take long for me to converse. So what do you think happens during this time? My
Oh,
man maybe gets too comfortable guarding me.
yeah. They fall for the decoy.
They fall for the oh my god. So then when they found out later that the decoy was a decoy really for these reasons, now they tight at you.
Now, I'm assuming during these conversations, you mentioned that you are in a relationship.
No, I don't want to talk to these bitches. Why you gonna tell bitches that you're not interested and you got a girlfriend? Like that's gonna do something. What if they straight up tell you, which some have, I don't care. What
No,
about
yeah,
now?
100. But
Where are they now? Like,
oh, you just laying down the boundary. But I hear what you're saying, because y'all pictures on your phone, and
dog. Oh my god, that'd be the other thing. That was the screen. Yo, dog. Yo, dog. Yo, is it? Yo, where be the logical thinking? Big ass picture of her and I as the cover of the phone. What are we talking about?
Well, this has really struck a chord in the chat because Bam and Keely and Kyle, hello guys, have really.
It just be crazy. But again, when you pop out with some, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, men, to my brothers out here, when you pop out with some fire, some fire, when you break up and then pop out with some fire, you gonna really look like an evil motherfucker.
Yes. Especially if it is like within a 6-month window of the breakup. Depends on how long the relationship was. There are a lot of parameters. But yeah, in your case,
I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
when I didn't do anything from the beginning.
You're not beating it at all. Get ready for that. You're not beating those alleys.
Imagine somebody accusing you of some shit that you didn't do. Then they say some shit in that time frame that is like, even after they accuse you, you like, all right, I get why you mad. Like, I get your anger. We can work through this. And they crossed the line habitually over the span of maybe like a month, not knowing you was saving up for an engagement ring. And they just shit all over your name. And you like, all right. So then in the process of you stepping back, doing some physical therapy, some fire hit your line. Some fire hit your line.
Now, on the other side of the fence, I'd be like, that's crazy. Everything I thought, and then all of a sudden he popped.
Oh, that's when you gotta. Oh, but in that situation, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's when you gotta call and be like, "Oh, let's have a conversation. You wanna know how we got here? Let me tell you how we got here because you had a lot to do with it." And that's when they feel stupid because listen, I'm telling y'all before y'all be. Kendrick told y'all, if you crash out, you better be prepared to break the backboard. And if you're not, think about that situation very closely.
Wow. I'm happy.
Bam, I'm gonna tell you. I know you ain't seen me in person, but I promise you, this camera doesn't always do me justice. Ain't no Rasputius all over me, brother.
I was hoping someone would say something.
Some things.
I saw Bam's sister this weekend. It was great to see her.
Blair?
Yeah. How do you know? What?
I follow Blair on IG.
Oh, yeah, she is an influencer.
I don't know about influencer, but she's a great nurse and she lives in Houston.
She is one of my favorite people on earth. And you are too, Bam. See?
Blair's real nice. I think she was at a Beyonce concert not too long ago. Where did you see her at?
She was in town for the 4th, so I went to go see her.
In Richmond?
Yeah. All her family's here. So is Bam's family.
So she's from there?
Yeah. Born and raised. Now here we go.
Oh my God, Bam. Oh God. Oh. Damn, it's hilarious. Oh man, brother, it's her social media. She
Let me
posted
tell
it.
you,
Oh man,
as much as he act like he hate her, hey,
no, like, nah, Keely,
like,
like
Keely.
Keely.
You about to
Listen,
be on that baiting with Obama and
yeah,
Snoopy.
listen.
Yeah.
Listen. I Blair's just her stories are always very entertaining. Like she's always, it looks like she's having a blast down there in Houston. That's all. That's
Hey, Keely, you ain't getting that belt now.
yeah, you
Bam
definitely.
was your bridge. Bam was your bridge. Bam been the one fighting for you to get that belt. You ain't seen that shit.
He damn sure has been.
You ain't
Oh
seen that shit ever, Keely.
yeah, ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we 20 minutes in, but welcome to episode 190 of the Speak On It podcast. I am one half of your co-host, Mr. Los D Mix. You already know. You already know when you see this non-spick. It'd only be one brother, the good brother, Mr. Los D Mix himself. As always, joined by the smoothest man on the East Coast, Mr. Danny Ocean. Danny, you know how I'm doing. Laughing at the accusations, but grateful for what lies ahead. How are you doing?
I'm great. It has been,
That was a bar.
huh?
I said, damn, that was kind of a
That
bar.
was a bar.
Came off
Hey,
the dome.
the rapper is back. But great fourth. I smoked my first brisket. It was a great success. I only got to bring 2 slices home. The people were just going in. It was a great weekend. I had a lot of fun.
Listen, I love to hear it. This was honestly, my weekend was honestly great. Like, honestly, this was a great weekend, both, DJ wise. It was 3 really, really good. Yeah, 3 really good nights, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all really good nights. Sunday, I caught up on a lot of sleep. I don't even remember most of Sunday because I slept a lot of it.
Yeah, I bet you did.
This week, I don't know. It's been life. I said all that. We started that show, about all that, but life has honestly been really incredible. So I really can't complain, man.
If you're happy, then I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm extremely happy, and
I'm
look. It's funny because we don't really have like a ton. We don't have like a ton of topics, so I'm glad we started off with something funny. Bam's hilarious, talking about some got post notifications on. No, Bam. Honestly, I think she might follow the Speak On It page too.
Yeah, I think she does.
Yeah.
Oh, Bam, you had to go back to work. That sucks. Speaking of everyone knows Bam is a
firefighter, right?
So my next door neighbor is a very elderly woman, and she's at home by herself a lot. And she got the little life alert button, so she'd be falling a lot. So she'd be pushing the button a lot. And the fire department always be here during the day when we're at work. Cause I got the camera outside. Like today, I saw the amp. It's not funny. Like I'm not laughing. Why are you laughing? And I thought of Bam. Because the ambulance, like they come in, like they help her make sure she already did it. It's not funny. I don't know why you're laughing. That's crazy.
I'm not laughing. Just need to.
You see, look up.
Yeah, got to.
So I thought of Bam. I'm like, man, that's Bam's day. Like he be out here fighting fires 1 minute, and the next minute he be like walking into old people's house picking them up.
Now, maybe Bam can answer this. Imagine being a firefighter. You walk in and you see the fall, and you just look at him like, man, get your ass up, man.
I hope not.
Hey, they come in, buzz the door. Hey, fire department. Hey, we coming in. We need help. They come in. Blah. Hey, where you at? They see him. They done fell half a step down. You looking at him like, nah, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. Get your ass up. No, get up. Yes, they yelling at him. Get up. Like you know that one Steer Straight video where they yelling at him. Get out of bed.
That's what they be like. So have you ever seen Bam? Have you ever I don't even know if you've met. Have you ever seen him?
I don't know if I've seen Bam, but I heard
he's a big man. Yeah, he's a big, strong man. So I'm sure they'd be like, all right, you got it. I'm sure they'd be like, I want him to help me. He looks big and strong. I want him to pick me up.
Yo, I got a homie from high school who a firefighter, and I'll be seeing like some of his stories, and in my head I'd be like, now how the hell did he become a firefighter? Because growing up we used to clown him, but for the reasons that we clowned him, I'm like, well, how the hell he was a firefighter? But Here's the funny part, and I don't know how to correlation, but when he not fighting fires, anytime he on his story, he always grilling. I said, oh yeah, he comfortable on them fires. It all makes sense now.
Yeah,
I don't know the correlation, but there's some correlation.
I think I don't know. I don't know how much Bam be on the grill, but yeah, I just imagine because he probably the biggest one on the crew, and his big ass walk in and be like, "Oh, thank God, he can help."
He can help. You got it, brother. We don't need that much manpower. You got to go ahead. Look at that.
He got you. He got you.
He got you. Well, starting out the NFL, the Steelers might not have TJ Watt for next season. You know by the title, people, Watt money. Yes. Rumors are the Steelers are still looking to get this deal done with TJ Watt. We know training camp is eventually on the way. Jeremy Fowler reported that the Steelers badly want to get a deal done, but it's sounding like the real issue here is the two favorite words in the NFL: guaranteed money and contract length. It's always the two big issues. Guaranteed money, contract length. Danny, training camp's coming up soon. Do you think the Steelers get a deal done?
I think they do, but yes, they get it. There's no way you can trade for Jalen Ramsey, give Jalen Ramsey a pay bump, and then not pay the cornerstone of your franchise for the past decade. Now, I know he's 30. I know he's been injured, and I'm sure that's what's holding this up. But I do think he gets his money. I don't think he's not getting the Myles Garrett deal, but I think he gets in the neighborhood.
But what if in trying to get in the neighborhood of the Myles Garrett deal, what if that number is just too much for him? Like, even if they value him, there's just so many other pieces that need help.
My question to the Steelers would be, who the hell are you paying?
Well, they're paying a lot of people on the defense.
Oh, yeah, because they gave DK a raise, too.
Yeah, they gave DK that money, and you got to think they got Aaron Rodgers at a minimum. So I feel like they're trying to keep as much money, or at least a pot of money, going for when they know, the eventual successor for Aaron Rodgers. And you start thinking about, I don't know how many years George Pickens has. Well, he's not there anymore. Well, I don't know how, when you start thinking about, some of their skill position players, some of these linemen that they have, like there's some people on that roster that might be, they're looking in the next couple of years saying, when that TJ Watt cap hit really steps up, are we really going to have enough money to be able to pay some of these other people? Like Omar Khan, maybe he did, or maybe he did not go to the Howie Roseman School of GMing, but he may be thinking these numbers may be hard pressed to come by. Now, there is the possibility that, they do trade him. I think Kyle mentioned it. What about if TJ Watt came back to Wisconsin, but this time playing for Big G, Green Bay?
I'm listening.
Kyle says Dontavius Wicks, Lucas Van Ness, and second and third round picks get this done. Kyle, I hear you. I have been someone who's wanted Lucas Van Ness to be a monster since he's got in the league. We're still waiting to see it. I know this might be his third year in the league. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle. Maybe his second. I think it's definitely his third. We see flashes here and there, but not that consistency. The Packers definitely need help on the defensive front getting to the quarterback. I think when you start looking at some of the pass rushers, a lot of them, we didn't have that guy who really got to the quarterback, and that's probably, even though we were able to do things like, keep the game close against Philadelphia, we struggled to really get that pressure when we needed to. And I think someone like TJ Watt coming off the edge could really help us, especially when you start thinking about some other positions that we have where, especially at the corner position, we're already a little weak. Without the pressure to really get to the quarterback, you're asking a lot of this defense and this scheme. And while I do like, our new scheme from our new DC, you got to get the athletes on the field to be able to get pressure on the QB, man. You got to be able to win the trenches. So Packers, come on now.
Well, if you trade for him, you got to give him a new deal. That has to be part of the
bargain. I think they got some money.
They do, even with Jordan Love's contract. Well, yeah. Who else are you playing?
Well, when you think about the money that they saved from dumping Jair Alexander, I think there's some money there.
That's true.
I think there's
Who's your second highest paid? What's your outside linebacker's name? What's my man's name? I think he's your second highest paid player.
Let's see.
Is it Rashawn Gary?
Let's see. Packers cap table. Yes, you're right. Rashawn Gary.
Yeah. So you might be able to pull it off. That would be. I feel like if you're the Packers, if you were an NFC team, hold on. Excuse me, I got frogs.
Oh my goodness, boy! Some of these people got some.
If you are an NFC team, I feel like the NFC East is so wide open, and you think T.J. Watt is the difference, yeah, like you got to do it. And I think the Packers can make that argument. I think the Lions can make that argument. The Commanders can make that argument. Tampa Bay can make that argument. Like there really aren't a lot of like you look at the AFC and it's a bloodbath, and then the NFC is like, oh well, you got maybe 4 or 5 teams, and out of those 4 or 5 teams, probably only 2 or 3 really got a shot. Let's see, where'd it go? Here it is. Hold on, let me hide the chat real quick.
Now look at this. Boy, that boy Jordan Love, boy, he taking 10% of the cap. God,
that's
damn,
crazy.
Damn.
That's how much does he make a year? What does that say? 29.
29,687,000.
Jalen need to ask for a raise.
All right, relax. Look at this. Second highest paid player is Rashawn Gary. He making 25, 9% of the cap. Kenny Clark, 7% of the cap at 20 million. See, right here, we need more production from these two right here. Now, Kenny's really good at his job. We need more from Rashawn Gary. We need more. Xavier McKinney, he did his job last year.
He did it. Josh Jacobs did his job last year.
Hey, they need more money. Elton Jenkins, listen, I'm curious to see what are they going to do about Elton Jenkins, man. They moved him to center this year. I mean, 6% of the salary cap, $17 million. I mean, so Aaron Banks, the new guard that we got from the Niners, I'm excited to see him. Keyshawn Nixon got new money. Look at this. Nate Hobbs, not bad. Only 2% of the cap. Lucas Van Ness, Quay Walker, Devontae Wyatt. We need something from you guys. Lucas Van Ness, come on, dog. You kidding me?
What's the dead cap situation
for the Packers? 13.
Yeah, should be at the bottom of the screen. Like who's getting dead?
You see it. Dead.
Yeah, the dead money.
Preston Smith, Jair Alexander.
Okay.
Devondre Campbell. Yeah, some of these guys. I can see why they got.
Do you know who's making the most money on the Eagles' dead cap?
Who?
Jason Kelce.
Why? They still paying him?
Yeah, he retired, but the cap hit still remains the same.
Oh, because there's so much of there's like the guaranteed money.
Yeah, it's counted against the cap.
So you can all right. I guess that doesn't make sense. So you get to retire and still get all your money?
I still think you get all your guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not mistaken, and I could be totally wrong, I think they can like spread your guarantees into future years, so you don't have to write a $32 million check.
Kyle says Jenkins' cap hit is $24.5 million in 26. Dead cap is less than $5 million, so this might be his last year with the Packers. Honestly, Kyle, I think it depends on how the offensive line performs this year. Like, I feel like if Jenkins does well at the center position, I think they might ask him to stay and give him some money that he's looking for, especially if the line performs well with him there, we'll have Banks there, especially if our draft pick from last year, Jordan Morgan or Jordan Mason from Arizona does well. I don't know. We'll see. With this TJ Watt contract situation, what do you see happening with Micah Parsons? I know that's another one we've been watching. He's waiting on his extension too. Do you think his deal gets done before TJ Watt, or after TJ Watt, or do you think once either TJ Watt or Michael Parsons, whichever deal gets done, will basically steamroll the other one to getting that one done? Because they'll probably just take that deal, add $1 million, and say this is the new deal.
So here's the thing: Micah's going to get more than Myles Garrett. Do you think TJ Watt is going to get more than either one of them? Because I do not. If TJ Watt finds a team who would trade assets to go get him and then pay him more than Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons would be the happiest man on the planet. He was already happy when that Myles Garrett deal happened. Can you imagine if TJ Watt gets more money than Myles Garrett at 30 years old? How old is Micah? 24?
26.
Nah, dog. Micah would say, whatever TJ gets, I want 10 extra.
Yo, I am looking at the Cowboys active roster cap. I am hollering. Dak Prescott. Yo, okay, Cowboys fans, I understand it now. I see why y'all say Dak Prescott. Y'all better get to winning something. Yo, my man, how much of the Cowboys cap do you think Dak Prescott is getting right now?
Well, he has the richest contract in NFL history. I'm going to say 22%.
18.09%.
That's insane. And CD is probably another 18.
CD is 5.49. Let's look at this. Look at this.
Oh my god! And Micah's already eating up 8% of the. Good night. They not winning shit, dog. They're not winning nothing. Like Jerry has kicked this can so far down the road.
It's honestly impressive, some of these deals down here that they're getting done. Because, like, you just got to be getting people at, like, Brandon Aubrey, best kicker in the league. Basically making $1 million.
Hold on. Let's
at George Pickens. George Pickens, I think he might be in the last year of his deal.
Yeah, so go to 2026 and see how much cap space CD Lamb is taking up. Oh yeah, there it is. 12. So Dak's taking up 24. CD's taking up 12. That's 36% of your cap space. That does not include Micah, CD, and Dak going to take up 50% of the Cowboys cap space, probably starting next year or 2027.
What's crazy is you can make the argument that each are definitely top 10 at their position.
100%.
So it's like you can't blame them for some of these moves, but it's also like, all right, y'all. But players got to get their money.
It's not the fact that it's the fact that Jerry waits to the absolute last minute. Like what's the Howie rule? We set the market. We do not respond to the market. And Jerry is very much like, well, let's see what everyone else does.
Let's see what everybody else is paying. And depending on that, we'll make a deal after that. And someone else goes out here and gets a shit ton of money. And I was like, let me get that deal.
Because all it takes is one stupid GM to reset the market, and now you're screwed. All it takes is a Myles Garrett contract, and now you're screwed.
Players are still thinking, wide receivers all around the league are still thanking the Jags for that Christian Kirk deal. Thank you.
1,000, and now people are thanking the Texans for that Derek Stingley deal.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh yeah,
thank you. We'll take that.
Takes the real hardball GM to straight up say, no, we're not doing that.
And you can't do that as a GM because you want to pay your players because you want people to come play for you.
You do want to pay your players, but there has to be a.
You don't want to be the organization.
I guess with the salary cap going up, you do want to put in a position where you just got to pay.
You don't want to be the organization that doesn't take care of homegrown players.
Yeah,
and that's what the Bengals.
For some of these deals, though, for some of these like market resetting deals, you got to put up market resetting numbers or performances.
Speaking of which, I'm sure. Did you read the NFL story about the potential collusion that the union found out and kind of kept under wraps?
No, what's going on?
This is the nose. So last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and Kyle, maybe you read it too. Essentially, a couple years ago, after the Deshaun Watson contract, you know how you have the owners' meetings or whatever? So apparently there's this committee for the NFL. And if you listen to Pablo Torre, finds out, he has an episode about this. It's amazing. And apparently there's like a committee And low key, they kind of act like the mob. So what they do is they have presentations during the owners meeting, and they kind of advise teams on salary structure, and like, hey, like, and pretty much like, hey, maybe you shouldn't be paying quarterbacks all this money. And there are text messages between GMs, well, who after the Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson deals, yeah, I think it goes the Chargers GM or the Chargers owner text the Cardinals owner and was like, good looking out on that Kyler deal. We're going to need help. We're going to use this when we negotiate with Justin next year.
Okay.
That's all. Like that's kind of like the union has proof that the league was colluding against to suppress player salaries.
I don't know if that's cool.
I think it's close enough.
Okay. I don't think
owners thanking other owners for lowballing their QBs or putting. I think they thanked the Cardinals for adding all those incentives into Kyler Murray's contract, so they could do something similar, like setting the precedent.
Oh man, I hate to side with billionaires on this one. I don't know if this is technically collusion. I think if it was like if it was the Chargers working with the Arizona Cardinals directly to say, hey, this is the deal y'all should give Kyler Murray, because this is the deal. We're basically going to copy and paste this deal for Justin Herbert, I'm with you then. But if the GM or whatever of the Cardinals basically, because you also don't know the conversations the Chargers are having with Justin Herbert's representation. So I imagine Justin Herbert's representation is saying, hey, we want this. This boy is one of them QBs. And the Chargers are like, you shouldn't be. This motherfucker blew a 24-point lead and a half. What money we giving him? And the Chargers GM, the agent for Herbert was probably negotiating with the Chargers GM.
So they weren't negotiating with Herbert yet. The Chargers owner was like, thank you, because now we have something to work off for Justin next year.
I don't think that's collusion. I don't think that's collusion.
But if anyone like Pablo Torre finds out, because he's the one who broke the story, it's like an hour episode between him and who's the guy that runs Pro Football Talk, Mike Florio. Yeah, it came out a couple weeks ago. It's like an hour long. Bam, you'll learn why the union is so weak, because the director of the union is low key friends with all the owners of the NFL.
Oh, well, that's crazy. Now that's
like it is a fascinating episode.
I think I would just need to know a little bit more of the intricacies, because I think if it's the Cardinals did this deal, like if the Cardinals just straight up did this deal, worked with Kyler Murray and his representation, got this deal done, and maybe the Cardinals owner or GM is cool with the Chargers owner GM, because it is the NFL, it's very buddy, it's a brotherhood. And the Chargers GM just texted them on some hey man, good, hey, that's like that deal y'all did over there. That's good business over there. That's good business over there, boy. We thinking about doing the same thing over here with our QB. I don't think that's collusion. I just think that's cheap people being cheap people and being glad that people are being cheap.
I gotta find it.
But if it's literally the Chargers work directly with the Cardinals to say, hey, this is what y'all should give Kyler, because that is what we're going to use to then give Justin, I think that's honestly that's kind of shady as hell if that's what happened. I don't know. I mean, because then we're getting into the realm where people then think the Mavericks basically traded Luka so that they could get a number one pick in return. Like that type of colluding doesn't really happen. Things just
let me see if I can find the details. But yeah, if y'all listen to that, but like it's more than that, because they also talk about the Lamar Jackson contract and how the rate. Yeah, it's fascinating episode.
Oh, so then they pulled in, because I remember that when they basically told him, go see if someone will pay this money for you, and people did, and people were basically like, oh no, we're not paying them. Like, now if that's what you're talking about, okay.
So that goes back to that meeting, that owners meeting in 2020 or whatever,
when all them owners started coming down and saying, like, they basically started telling the press, we're not interested in Lamar and trading for Lamar Jackson. Like, even the Falcons, and everyone was like, you motherfuckers don't have a QB. What the fuck are y'all talking? Y'all should be trading for Lamar. Okay, well, then maybe, yeah. Then in that case, maybe there is some shady shit going on. I didn't know all that was in.
It's all tied back to like a meeting at the owners meeting
Okay.
Like this.
Well, then maybe I may have misspoken. Maybe some.
I did a terrible job explaining it because I don't remember all the details. I just remember it was the owner. It was a meeting with this management committee.
Because I remember us covering that at the time, that people were being mad weird about Lamar. Like, we were looking at teams like, yo, why the fuck wouldn't you want Lamar Jackson?
You wouldn't trade 2 first-round picks for a multi-time MVP?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kyle says that he might be seeing where he's coming from, like, if it became after the fact. If the Chargers owner was consulting on the parameters while the collar talks would happen, yeah, that's nasty collusion. Like, imagine imagine the Bills GM working with Brian Gutekunst on the Jordan Love contract to fit it in a way where they then know how to approach Josh Allen for his contract. Like, that's nasty. That's nasty. I'd be very upset with both our GM and the Bills GM, because pay these players what they deserve. But if Brian Gutekunst, if the GM for the Bills hit up Brian Gutekunst right after the Jordan Love deal is announced, and they gave Josh Allen like $2 million extra, and he was like, hey, like that deal structure and the terms that y'all gave him, because that's how we use that to build the structure for Josh's deal. I don't really think that's collusion. That's just
here we go. USA Today. This is a good one. I'll put it in the chat for people to read, because it also talks about the Russell Wilson contract too.
Oh, the one that the Broncos are trying to get out of.
Yeah.
Man, the NFL, boy, it's some shady shit.
Yeah, here we go. Blah, blah, blah. The Ravens stuff. The document unveiled a text communication between 2 owners, the Cardinals and the Chargers. Your deal helps us for our QB next year. I think many teams will be happy with it once they have a chance to review. The Cardinals owner wrote back. Cleveland really screwed things up, but I was resolved to keep the guaranteed money relatively low. And that is in reference to Kyler's contract. So the Cardinals GM owner and the Chargers owner were texting each other after Kyler's deal. The Chargers owner was like, thank you for keeping the guaranteed money down. The Cardinals owner is like, yeah, Cleveland really messed it up with the Deshaun deal. I'm trying to reset the market so we can keep the guarantees low. That is collusion. That goes back to Achilles' point about price fixing.
And then I also forgot, okay, actually, I'm reading, okay, this might be nasty. So you remember when that Lamar shit was going down, I don't know if you remember, but Lamar doesn't have an agent.
Yeah, it's his mom.
And basically, yeah. And he was negotiating with the GM directly. And then that shit came out, and then all these teams started saying, oh, yeah, nah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the thank you for keeping his guarantees low. That is going to help us. That is 1,000% price fixing. And the thing is, the union is not talking about this. I would be screaming this from the mountaintops.
I would too. That's nasty. It's nasty. Hey, they say how do they say rich people stay rich?
You don't spend your own money. That's why these billionaires are getting tax cuts and tax money to build these stadiums. Insane.
It's nasty. Speaking of things that are nasty, what are your thoughts on Kirk Cousins says he felt misled by the Falcons when they drafted Michael Porter Jr.? You think he regrets not signing back with the Vikings?
Nah, he got his money. Kirk, I understand you felt misled, but dog, oh no, Asia's hurt. But big dog, you got your money because he one of the only few people who somehow get fully guaranteed contracts. Hey dog, collect that money. You ain't got to get your ass beat. You old. You live in Atlanta.
For contextual purposes.
Oh yeah, roll that beautiful bean footage.
For contextual purposes. Now I no need to roll no footage. Here's all the footage you need right here. Look at this. This brother taking up 14.3% of the cap. $40 million cap hit. $75 million in dead cap. Are you kidding me? Arthur Blank sitting there like you motherfucker. Arthur Blank like, you think I'm about to? Nah, we gonna pay this money. He's either gonna play.
37 years old.
What were they thinking? What were they
Hey,
thinking?
dog, you can lie to me for $40 million. I don't care.
Yeah. And he got 75 in dead cap, so no matter what, he gonna get his money.
You can lie to me all you want.
God.
For 40 mil, whatever, mislead me, dog. Don't matter.
He want to play. Kirk, go listen. Pray
Go
on
start
it.
a church, man. You in Atlanta. Go start a church.
Yeah.
Go live your life.
We chatted last week about Darren Waller hanging up the mic and going back to football to play for the Dolphins. Want to get your thoughts. Actually, before we get there, one last thing. Since speaking of people with new deals, Terry McLaurin wants a new deal, but the Commanders are not budging.
Why didn't you read what I put in the notes? Why didn't you read what I put in there?
All right, because their new name is the Washington Commanders, not the Washington racial slurs. Let's take a look at their thoughts on this. So let's look at their just for 2025. So right now, Terry McLaurin, he's taking up 9% of the cap right now with a cap hit at $25 million.
But I think this is the last year of his extension. This is his last year because he's a free agent next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess how old is he again? He's 30.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, Deron Pay making a lot of money.
A lot of money.
See, this is not me hating on the Commanders, but this is what bad cap looks like. This is what a bad cap looks like. Look where your money is going. Marshawn Lattimore, Frankie Louvu, Bobby Wagner's making $9 million. You can tell how good a team is by their cap.
Eesh.
I mean, does this look like a healthy team to you?
It looks like a team that has potential, that's looking to gear up for a big payday eventually. My thing is, what were you thinking when you signed Marcus Mariota to the money that you gave him?
You see, scroll. I don't think we. Yeah, what's the
what were you thinking when you gave Marcus Mariota an
$8 million for you? See, that's your backup. Now I understand valuing your backup, but $8 million? Nah, he got to be the highest paid backup.
He one of them
outside of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is the highest paid backup.
Honestly, if you're the Commanders, do you pay Terry McLaurin or do you ask him to?
Oh no, you trade him. You call Buffalo, you call Vegas, and you say a third will do it.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want to show your young quarterback that we will still take care of the players?
That's true. But the thing, it's going to go back to what we talked to about TJ Watt, right? You got a 30-year-old NFL player who probably wants a lot of guaranteed money in a lot of years. So do you want to be paying 34-year-old Terry McLaurin, so what's he making now, 25 a year? Do you want to be paying him 33 a year? Let's see.
Well, I think what type of range is he trying to be in per year?
See, I don't know, but let's look at so Jamar Chase is the highest paid. So right now, Terry McLaurin is. Where's he at? I'm looking it up right now. Damn, he can't be that low, can he?
Let's go contracts by position right here.
Here we go. So he is right behind Michael Pittman Jr. Debo makes more money than him. Okay, he got a point.
No, yeah, I see it now. Y'all can't bring Debo in and think I'm about to take this.
Yeah, so Terry McLaurin is the 16th highest paid wide receiver, average $23 million a year. I imagine.
All right. Now, Detroit, I'm gonna give y'all some credit. This Amon-Ra St. Brown deal is very favorable.
It's insane.
Y'all did good on that one, Detroit. Y'all did good. Y'all did
See
good.
what happened when you don't respond to the market and you set that joint. Jalen Waddle makes more money. No, he doesn't. I'm sorry. DK Metcalf makes more money. See, that's the shit I'd probably be talking about if I'm Terry McLaurin.
Mm-hmm.
So say Terry's at 23. Say he's like, there's no world where Jalen Waddle should make more than me.
Yeah.
Jalen makes $28 million a year.
No, there's no world where Keenan Allen should still be making more money than me.
Yeah. There's no world where Michael Pittman should be making more money than me.
And here's the deal that did it all. Number 16, baby. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, number 16 and what did it.
The Jags will pay for those sins. The Jags handing out that bullshit.
All right. Back to my original question then. We chatted about Darren Waller hanging up the mic, going back to the Dolphins. I mean, you come back to football, play for the Dolphins. Outside of Jordan, after he came back from the gambling suspension, can you think of some other times some athletes have retired and came back and it worked out well?
So, not really. I want to say Brett Favre. Didn't Brett Favre retire and then come back?
Then
he retired for like 3 weeks and then came back to Minnesota.
Yeah, came back to play. No, I think he played for the Jets.
Okay,
he had the year with the Jets, and then he went to Minnesota.
Okay,
and then got Bountygate, and I mean,
that's probably you got Teddy Bridgewater, Eric Weddle came back and won the Super Bowl.
Okay,
you got Gronk. Yeah, I think the best example is probably Brett Favre.
That's not really saying much.
It was not supposed to be on the football front. It's not supposed to be. Everyone else.
Yo, Favre on the Jets was such a fucking joke.
Oh, the sexual harassment case by itself is enough to cancel that out. Or maybe Teddy Bridgewater.
Yo, the Jets are a hilarious franchise. If you think about it, ever since they won that Super Bowl, they have to be one of the biggest jokes of franchises out there.
100%. You talking about somebody riding the waves of the Super Bowl from a long time ago. Like when the Jets won, wasn't segregation still around?
It was during the Joe Namath days, and Joe Namath don't strike me as a brother that likes colors.
They won Super Bowl III. What year was this? 1969. Jim Crow was on life support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joe Namath didn't like them.
I beg to differ. I think Joe Namath loved us. I think.
Well, he was from the South, wasn't he?
I think so, but I think Joe Namath could walk into any place in New York City and everyone be like, "Yep, come on in, you Joe Namath."
Joe Namath, brother, you still good money with us.
Yeah. Until he got drunk, and I remember that Monday night game. He was drunk and started hitting on Susie Colbert on live TV, and I think he tried to kiss her on the cheek. Hold on, I gotta find that joint. Nah.
Yo, I forgot. I think it might have been. It was either a college or NFL game where somebody had saw Rihanna in the crowd, and they basically it was either Rihanna or Jessica Simpson, and they couldn't stop talking about Jessica Simpson. And I do remember an NBA broadcast where it was either Mark Jones or Jeff Van Gundy who saw Rihanna in the crowd, and they talked about Rihanna for like 2 or 3 live minutes of game action. They couldn't stop talking about Rihanna.
Yeah, so Joe Namath on the sideline told her, "I really want to kiss you right now."
Oh, freak ass boy. Yo, some of y'all be unable to control the horny during live televised sport and broadcast. You know the most famous one of all?
I know what you're about to say. Go ahead. It's the funniest. I can't believe he if you think of what I'm thinking you about to say.
And Savannah is all world. I'll knock her out the park.
No disrespect. You got. I was thinking about the what's that college that Bama quarterback's name? His girlfriend was on, and Brett Musburger.
That's what we're talking about. It was Jessica Simpson. I think it was Jessica Simpson.
No, it was Aaron McCarron's girlfriend or something like that. And Kirk Herbstreit was so uncomfortable. You could feel it through the TV. Yeah, He just stared, and the camera just stared, and he was like, "Look at her."
Oh yeah, we got it. Hold on, 1 sec.
Just y'all can't be this horny on. Yeah, thanks, Bam. AJ McCarron's ex-girlfriend. Like
There, she does go to Auburn. I want to admit that, but she also Miss Alabama, and that's AJ McCarron's girlfriend. Okay, and right there on the right is Dee Dee Bonner. That's AJ's mom. Wow, I'm telling you, quarterbacks, you get all the good-looking women. What a beautiful woman.
Wow, AJ's doing some things right there.
So if you're a youngster in Alabama, start getting the football out and throw it around the backyard with Pop. You see that lovely lady there? She does go to Auburn. I want to admit.
Brother, why are you so horny?
Oh, wait a minute. But this is the one. This is, ladies and gentlemen, watching this live, I had to rewind the TV real quick because I wasn't sure if I was hearing what I thought I heard.
Oh, Kevin Love the rebound. I'm shocked you downplayed Savannah. He said she was all city.
James again from downtown.
And I'd hit out the park. No question. With all due respect.
Whoa. Go. Kevin Love the rebound.
I'm shocked you downplayed Savannah. He said she was all city.
James again from downtown.
And I'd hit out the park. No question. With all due respect.
Whoa, go. Kevin Love.
No, here's the funny part. LeBron James is having a 50-point masterclass. This is where Mark Jackson's mind is over halfway through the third quarter in a tie game. LeBron's giving Haiti and the super teams hell. Mark Jackson over talking about some Savannah James. Oh my God.
And I hit it out the park. No disrespect.
No disrespect.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, if you have enjoyed our NFL talk, and especially as we start to look deeply into the NFL, this upcoming NFL season, we do want to let you know that our yearly divisional breakdown starts next week up into the NFL, the week of our NFL kickoff, which is the week of 9/2. So over the next 6-7 weeks, we will be going through all of the NFL divisions, team by team. Next week, we'll be kicking things off with the AFC East. And we will be letting y'all know when we do these, we always in the division of the Super Bowl champions. So that week of the NFL kickoff, that will be the week that we get into the NFC East, which is usually our favorite division to talk about. But now it'll be the last division to talk about since they are home to the reigning, defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles as they enjoy their 1 year of reign before the Packers win theirs.
Oh, okay.
So looking forward to it. Shifting over into the NBA, we can get into some headlines fairly quickly. Shout out to the Magic and Paolo Banchero agreeing on that rookie extension. I think this is a big deal. What say you, my friend?
Massive deal. Shout out to Paolo. He's earned it.
He's definitely earned it.
And they're going to be in Eastern Conference Finals next year. So he's going to earn that money.
It's all up in the air. The East is up in the air, so anyone can take it. The Knicks officially hire Mike Brown to be their head coach. Big deal or no deal, in your opinion?
It's a big deal, but not in the way it should be a big deal. It's a big deal about how the Knicks fumbled this coaching search the moment they fired Thibs without a backup plan.
Yeah, that was very emotional. Mike Brown hopefully helps them, but I feel like New York fans should get ready for the regression that's coming this season.
100%.
We'll talk about the Miles Turner debacle in a second, but DeAndre Ayton officially signed with the Lakers at the press conference earlier today. The Lakers also bring back Jackson Hayes after failing to be able to acquire like the Brook Lopez of the world. They are still thinking about maybe a Robert Williams move, obviously to help solidify some of the bigger bodies on the roster. But the way I'm hearing it, the Lakers are okay with mediocrity this year. Maybe they're really looking forward to 2027, but as a Lakers fan, I just got to be okay with the mediocrity that's coming next year, right? We're going to be dogs in the regular season. Come the postseason, I think we're going to have a problem.
This does not matter as long as Luka is sold on what you're doing. Like if Luka is okay with this, fine. But I think this is another ripple effect of the second apron, which is essentially a hard cap, because a team should be able to pay the best player on their team, Luka. You should be able to give Luka a max contract and still, if you want to pay luxury tax to put a team around him to win a championship, you should be able to do that. It's hard now. It's going to be so hard to do that now. But if Luka is okay with this, which I'm sure he is, then fine. If Luka, here's the thing, right? Because if you have Luka, you are always in contention for at least a deep playoff run.
Now, what say you about this news that another European man told his team he is not opting into his player option this year to make himself more of an option of a free agent for next year when the Lakers are looking to have more money? Talking about Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
What say you on the possibility that knowing Jokic and Luka are really good friends, the possibility of a Jokic-Luka tandem in Los Angeles?
I think anything is possible. The timing lines up. This is what I dream for in Dallas, Jokic and Luka. But as you know, that's not going to happen. Also, I think Jokic can make $80 million more if he does not opt in and chooses to sign next year. And I also think this is from the LeBron James school of GM. You always got to keep your foot on the organization's neck. And now I think Denver has done a great job this offseason. But again, like LeBron don't care. Every offseason, I'm going to hold you hostage to make sure you're doing everything you can to build a contender around me. And I think,
it's crazy, but it does make sense.
Yeah, like it's because if he opts in, like you can get a little lackadaisical. No, you got to keep me happy. Because that's what LeBron, he signed a 2-1 contract, 2 years, and then player option on that first.
Yeah. And if you think about it, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not taking less money so that y'all can bullshit around with the other money that y'all have.
Correct.
I'm assigned this money, and the money that y'all got left over, go build the team.
Yep.
Go build a team. Stop lowballing people. That shit y'all did to Dorian Finney-Smith was real cold-blooded.
Because that's Luka's friend. Like Dorian was with Luka in Dallas, the first his rookie year. Like they're friends.
Mm-hmm. And it sounded like he was playing through a knee issue that they then came back to use against him in contract negotiations, and I would feel a way about that.
Yeah, 100%. So if I'm Rob Pelinka, it's all about keeping Luka happy. Like I know LeBron is there, but the priority is Luka.
But if I'm also LeBron, listen, whichever team I decide to give this retirement tour to, your money gonna skyrocket. 100%. Your money gonna, you know what I mean?
You're walking business.
He is, and I think he knows that. And I feel like he's letting the Lakers know, hey, I'll sign here. I'll let y'all have the retirement tour. And it would, and I bet you, between me and you, I bet you whoever bought the Lakers, they were sold on the idea of a LeBron retirement tour in the Lakers jersey after seeing that Kobe retirement tour.
1,000%. 1,000. Oh, that's definitely a conversation that had to be had.
So, yeah, they don't want him leaving. He leaves, that deal maybe.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Back to the Pacers. So after the Miles Turner debacle, the Pacers GM basically tried to save face by saying the money wasn't an issue when referring to how Turner ended up on the Bucks. Are you buying this, or are you thinking he just got caught publicly being cheap and now he's trying to save face? Because they've already made a trade for a backup center and they've already, they're already moving on. But it sounded like they tried to lowball Miles Turner in an effort that his loyalty to the team would bring him back, and the Bucks just offered him more money and he said, "Fuck it. I already been to the finals, so what matters?"
The Pacers or the Browns of the NBA, they always been cheap. When you ever heard of someone from the Pacers getting paid?
Hopefully Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, they're gonna use that Achilles against him. Yeah, what's his contract right now? I've never even looked at that. Hold on, because I don't think he's getting a mass suit. Well, he should. Oh yeah, hold on, let's look at this. Let's get Hallie's contract. Here we go. Okay, so he just So he signed 5 years, $244 million, starting this year, 25-26. So this is year 2 of that contract. Okay, so they paid him.
Well, they got guys like Matherin, some of these younger guys they might have to pay, but
yeah, like I get it, but
and Miles Turner's been there for 10 years, so maybe they're thinking they can get younger. And
that's my question for the Pacers, not the Pacers, the Bucks, man. Like it's not like Miles Turner is 24th upside. Like he's 30.
Yeah, paid him a lot of money too.
Yeah, and he's like 30.
Mm-hmm. So let's
Got
see.
his money though. Shout out to him. Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton have the same contract.
Okay. Hey, a smart GM in a way. What's this? What are your thoughts on AD getting surgery for a detached retina? He should be okay for training camp, but is that not crazy? Is that not crazy for your Dallas Maverick, Anthony Davis?
I'm just here for the Cooper Flag experience.
Like, you Mavericks fans are so hilarious. Top 10 player on your roster, nobody cares. They're just acting like
it's not that we don't care. It's that he has been on your team for 6 years. He's not like that. Hawks game was the entire Anthony Davis experience. That first half, he damn near had 30. And he got hurt. He came back too early. And if he's healthy, like if that team is healthy with a healthy Kyrie, I think they're in the Western Conference Finals. That team is too big and too talented, but that's not going to happen. I'm not falling for potential because I've seen y'all fall for the Anthony Davis potential.
You mean falling and winning championships, though?
No, I mean, you got the one in 2020. I'm saying since 2020, Lakers fans are like, we got LeBron and AD. We have a chance. And what happens?
Well,
AD gets
LeBron and AD. Listen, AD was more healthy than he got credit for. We did things like let Alex Caruso go because we were too cheap to pay him. We did stupid shit like that. We broke up a team that didn't need to be broken up being cheap.
So, PJ Washington's
we traded for Russell Westbrook. I still want to know about the conversation that went into that and why anybody thought that'd be a good idea.
Oh, that sounded like it was Bron's idea.
Well, le GM, not le radita. And congratulations to SGA for the 2K cover. Well,
generational year, man. One of the best years.
Yeah, I honestly was going to say the same thing. One of the best years I've seen from an NBA player. To the W, my friend. Talk us through some of the latest in the W.
Yeah, man. So, for those who don't know, DeWanna Bonner plays for the Fever. There's some rumors that she was not getting along with people. I think they don't know the story is she was a starter. They started to ask her to come off the bench. She was like, fuck that. They released her. She signed to Phoenix today. For those who don't know, her wife, Alyssa Thomas, plays in Phoenix. So they're back together. DeWanna Bonner won 2 championships in Phoenix with Diana Taurasi. So it's kind of a homecoming. It's probably we were here last year. I've seen she's caught a lot of flack for that, but she is in her late 30s. She does not have many years left. You do what you got to do to get to what you want to be. I ain't mad at it. Athletes force themselves out of situations they don't want to be in all the time. So I'm not mad at that. I saw the Angel Reese being vocal about the change. Did you see the photo she was referring to at the end of that game where she's being teamed and someone has their hand around her waist? I think someone has their hand on her shoulder, and someone has. And they did not call a foul. And like someone has their hand on her arm as she's trying to go up for a layup. I really haven't noticed Angel Reese calls not going. Like they're treating her like Shaq. She's so strong, you can't do nothing about it. But like after seeing that, still, she has a point.
Why do you think they don't give her the calls that she deserves?
I think that's a great question because I don't think people think she can hoop.
Really?
I mean, you're online, like you see the discourse around Angel Reese, like the me bounds and the people.
I was going to say them damn me bounds. Like honestly, whenever I watch her, I just laugh because sometimes I'll be like, "All right, girl, are you?"
See, like the people, like, "Are you doing this on purpose?"
I don't want to say that she is, but Sometimes I'll be like, all right, dog.
Like
That's
one,
took 5 shots to get a layup.
because people are betting. Like a buddy of mine, I'm like, you can bet on if she's gonna miss her first shot because apparently she always misses her first shot. Like I do think that. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. As someone who watches the W a lot, are fans of the W really ready for the discourse around the W?
Fuck no. No, they're. I am on W Twitter, and some of the things you see people get upset about, it's like, buddy, I don't. A lot of stuff is legit, right? Like I think the conversation right now surrounding Caitlin Clark. What is it? Oh, so she's an all-star captain.
Yeah, she's picking the teams. That's what I was watching a little bit before I walked into.
Yeah, but she ain't played a lot this year. She's been hurt all year. So people are like, well, why is she an all-star, buddy? Or fans aren't ready. People are not ready for.
I mean, I can understand people may say, why not have her as an all-star, but maybe make the captains Asia and
Stewie. That's what it's always been. But
Asia and Stewie or Asia and Fee. Let me tell y'all, this is why. They got to sell the All-Star Weekend. And the only way you sell All-Star Weekend is you need some ticket movers.
And it's in Indiana. It's in Indiana.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's in Indy.
Oh, well, okay. Well, clearly y'all don't know how business works then.
It is in Indiana.
Y'all know how business works.
She is going to.
Who do you think's picking the team when the NBA has the All-Star game in LA this year? Who do you think one of the captains? Like who? No, I'm asking you. Who do you think the captain of the West is going to be?
Luka or Braun? Probably Braun.
Probably Braun, like it always is. So
yeah,
I understand maybe some of the annoyance, but I don't know what y'all thought was about to happen.
Now I will say, like the conversation around. Oh, I got it. The conversation was around. I think someone like either was the players. Like she wasn't like a top 3 point guard, and people are arguing that she is, and she's not. But again, the discourse, I don't think people are ready for the discourse because she's not a top 3 point guard. She turns the ball over too much. Her 3-point percentage is way down. Like she doesn't have a bag. She real loose with the ball. Her dribble not tight enough. Stuff we've talked about before. And she's been hurt. Like this year, no, she's not top 3. She's probably not top 5.
Maybe, but I will tell you this. I watched a little bit of Paige Beckers. Hey, Paige Beckers, you cold.
Paige is having a better rookie year this year than Caitlin did last year.
Paige is cold.
And again, we're ready to have that conversation. Paige.
You know what's funny? Paige just mind her business. Ain't no type of, I mean? And there's like no discourse around here. There's no discourse around her when when one can argue that.
I know what you're about to say. Keep going. I know where you're going with this.
Paige went to UConn.
Yep.
One of the biggest brands in basketball. So everyone, knows. The cute purists know. Caitlin Clark went to Iowa. That's middle America. Middle America, they covet middle America people. So I ask y'all, if you really, to those who maybe don't understand business and how marketing works, wow, Caitlin is a great player. I think y'all don't really realize the push that comes because of she's white in middle America, and there is a racial component behind that.
Yes.
That y'all, what Paige, how she presents herself, if you see how she dresses, how she talks, Paige has been around the culture for a minute.
Yes. That's what I was about to say. So you'll see someone set a hard screen on Caitlin, and we getting think pieces, and why do WNBA players hate her, and she's the cash cow, and Paige will take that same screen.
And it's just like, what's up?
And that's it. Like, we just keep moving. I think that's where a lot of the discourse is very annoying for fans. It's shit like that. Like, they just hoop it. That's it. Like, it's not malicious. No one is out here to hurt her. She ran into a big and fell from a hard screen.
And she be out there talking shit. So some of these times you're gonna take a hard out just off of the fact that somebody tired of hearing you talk.
Yeah, and she's I don't want to use this term because I know the connotation it has with women. But yeah, she'd be out there real emotional. Like she'd be throwing a little temper tantrum. She'd be arguing.
She got a little Luca in her. If you ever
I was gonna say she's very Luca. She'll sit and complain to the ref about a foul she thinks was called while the other team's running a 5-on-4 fast break. Like, she got a lot of Luka in her. That's a great way to put it.
Hey, I will say that I have inherited your frustration with that shit because now I'll be watching, I'll be so tight. Like, yo, dog, get back on defense. Then when you see the easy basket, you just be looking at him like, motherfucker, get back.
Now imagine watching that shit in the finals.
Oh no, I'm tight. It's game 4. Need this game so you're not going back to Dallas with a chance for them to put y'all.
You remember that? Do you remember that Brian Windhorst post game? And he was like, Luka be complaining too much. That's why he a loser in that locker, and the future NBA champions are over there in that locker. Do you remember that? Like, do you remember?
Now, Luka may have had to see me if I'm Brian Windhorst. I don't remember that, but Luka would have to see me after that.
After this, go find that video. Like, yeah, it's in Dallas. Windhorst is talking to SVP, and he's like, quite frankly, Luka is out here complaining to the refs. Boston is running circles around him, and that's why the losers are in that locker room over there, and the future NBA champion Boston Celtics are over in that locker. Dog.
That's how you know he was.
And to say that in Dallas when Mark Cuban sitting over there post game, tight.
You want to chat a little WWE real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's a big weekend in Atlanta for the brand. They got Saturday night's main event and they got Evolution. I'm actually looking forward to both. I will be watching both. I'll go through a few matches for Saturday night's main event. It's a short card. Seth versus LA Knight, Randy versus Drew McIntyre, Gunther versus Goldberg. Anything you're looking forward to for Saturday night's main event?
No. I'm looking for Seth, LA Knight, but we know how that's going to end. Seth not losing LA Knight.
Yeah, they're gonna
beat his ass.
Sami Zayn, Jey Uso, and Penta gonna come out and help LA Knight, but
yeah, and that Gunther Goldberg match gonna be 7 minutes if we lucky.
Here's my prediction for Seth versus LA Knight. Paul Heyman's been on the phone a lot during these last couple episodes of Raw. We getting another member of the group.
Good.
But
it needs one more.
Is who could that be? Do you think it's a Samoan from the bloodline, or do you think it's I
don't know, but how many more Samoans coming out this factory? We got another one.
Yeah.
How many more are there?
My shock one would be Sami Zayn. I still think we're due for a Sami Zayn heel turn. Other than that, I have no idea.
Well, the thing about Sami is he still has to finish his business with Karrion Kross before he turns.
They had a match at Night of Champions. Sami won.
Yeah, but they just had another interaction on Raw Monday, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Jumped him when Zayn was coming down the ramp. That's not over.
Okay. Evolution. They got some matches that I'm intrigued about.
Now we talking.
The Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag match, I think, is going to be a show stealer on the low. I think in that match, Raquel and Roxanne are going to mesh very, very well, and it's going to mess up the eventual Liv Morgan return. Because I do feel like similarly to when Rhea had her thing, it's going to play out just like that.
Well, shit, they held a memorial service for her Monday night.
Hey, Liv Morgan, like my mom used to tell me, how you get them, it's how you lose them.
It's how you lose. Come on, mama.
Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. They're painting this as, can Rhea Ripley finally beat Io Sky? I think so. I think the Io Sky run has run its course. It's already been over half the year. She went in back in January. It's July. I think Rhea will get her money back.
Here's my question about these championship matches. When did the champions start to get the chance to pick their challengers? When did that happen?
I think it was specifically for this one because for this pay-per-view, they had to sell tickets. And so I think they shifted away from storylines in this one.
And just straight fantasy booking.
Like just straight booking. Trish versus, I figured that one when they did Trish versus Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here?
Like, Tiffany's not going to lose. Tiffany can't lose to Trish. Like, you can't beat Charlotte and lose to Trish.
Yeah. The Jade versus Naomi match is another one. I'm like, all right, y'all just doing this just to book it.
That needs to be in the main event. That needs to, like, there's enough bad blood between those two to make that.
It's hard.
Because there's an actual story behind that.
What I think is going to be the main event is Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus, because I think Jade's going to. I think Jade's going to beat Naomi, and Naomi's going to cash in versus Tiffany Stratton.
Good, I can take that.
That way, they'll get the final match between Naomi and Jade at what I think will probably be SummerSlam.
That's what we need. And Jade needs to hold the belt till WrestleMania when she fight Bianca.
Yeah, that's the Destradamus pick for Evolution. Well, for that match, Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. I'm still conflicted. I feel like they gave Becky Lynch the belt to sell at this pay-per-view so they can sell tickets, but I think Lyra Valkyria is actually going to end up getting the belt back.
She needs to.
I think the way with Becky having for a little bit, they've let her build it up, build this storyline up. I think Lyra's going to get it. Plus, you add Bayley in. I don't know.
They doing Bayley dirty, but yeah, Lyra needs to win.
Well, listen, they seen that. Listen, I told you I didn't know Bayley had that much. I got to pay a little bit more attention to Bayley when she come down the ramp. I didn't know
Everyone pays attention to Bayley when she comes out, and it came out of nowhere. Damn, Bayley 36. We the same age.
She got a wagon too. She got a wagon. We all know, but if you haven't, the Pacers confirmed Tyrese Halliburton won't play next season. So I think that's a big deal for the Pacers. Curious to see how they play. I think if they learn how to play without him, when he comes back, they'll be very much better. Look for the Pacers to be back in the NBA Finals in the next 2-3 years.
Oh wow, that's bold. That is a big.
Did you watch the British Grand Prix, Mr. New into F1?
I did not, but I saw the results. I was busy Sunday. McLaren 1-2 once again. Hamilton is in fourth. Red Bull came in third, right?
No, Nico Hulkenberg came in third from the Stake F1 team. I can speak a little bit too. I did watch it.
Okay.
I watched it that was actually funny enough. When I got home, this is how I knew I was out for a while. When I got home from that party for Dalla and Commissioner Gordon, the Grand Prix was literally just starting.
Jesus.
And this is like Pacific time. So it's like 7:30, almost 8-ish in the morning. And I'm getting home and I'm like, yo, I was out long enough to see a Grand. Anyway, it was in some weird conditions because it was cloudy to begin the day. So they started out on intermediate tires thinking it was going to rain. Then the sun came out. So some people started getting on slick tires. But what started happening was the track was still wet and damp. So the people that were on slick tires were kind of sliding. So there were a lot of the reason why you got a Stake F1, like the Stake team finishing in third, was because like Max Verstappen, who was leading the race, spun out. Just a lot of things like that happened. Same with Kimi Antonelli, won the Mercedes. So happy for Nico Hulkenberg, who finally got his first podium after like over 200 races, which is crazy when you think about it. Like you think about it, only the top 3 get podiums. This guy's raced over 200 races and just now finished third for the first time. So when you start thinking about like the dominance on the track and how some teams just aren't able to build at the same level as some of the other teams, this is why some of these results matter. And it's a big deal for the Stake F1 team because they get a lot of both money and points from a finish like that. So
okay,
shout out to them. Oscar Piastri, actually he was in a position to win the race and then had a 10-second penalty because of a safety car infringement. So he actually didn't finish second, I don't think. Or maybe he did. I don't know. I'll look at it again. But I think I do know that penalty messed up his win because I think he was in first. I know Lando Norris won it, so good for him that a Brit was actually able to win a British Grand Prix, which is always great. The British Grand Prix is just one of those in Formula One. It's like Lambeau Field for the Packers. It means a lot both to the sport and to the home team, which is McLaren, Mercedes, some of these UK-based teams. I think a lot of teams have headquarters in the UK.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
As someone who's new to F1, I feel like I need to find a driver to stick with. I feel like a lot of us like Lewis Hamilton, but he's long in the tooth. Who do you think? Huh?
I actually cheer by team, not driver. So I'm a big Mercedes fan. So it was very easy to cheer for Lewis up until last year. Although I love him as a person. He's a really good dude. He's like a really good human, really good person. I have been, I can see the struggle he's having with Ferrari this year. So I do feel bad. But right now, my two guys are George Russell and Kimi Antonelli, the two Mercedes drivers. And a lot of people think there's some possibility that Max Verstappen might leave Red Bull to maybe drive for Mercedes, which would be so interesting. A pairing of him and George Russell or him and Kimi Antonelli would be very, very good. But you got to honestly go by the team. I would say go by the team versus the drivers. But there are some. I would say there's some pretty good drivers on the board if you're looking for like great humans. I think Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso. If you're looking for like young startups, like not young startups, some young guns that might be doing it. Alex Albon, Ollie Behrman, some of those guys. If you're just looking for best drivers, period. Obviously, the two McLaren drivers in Lando and Oscar Piastri, but also Max Verstappen probably. And I mean, Max Verstappen is probably the best overall driver because no matter the car, he's always going to put that thing in a position where it's going to be competitive. Obviously, Lewis is one of the better drivers up there. If you like consistency, Mr. George Russell, you can bank him in for a top 10 finish no matter what. He is consistency personified.
Okay.
There's some guys. No black.
Keep watching and see.
No black ones. If you cheering for our people, Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, and that's what most of my friends who are F1 fans is Lewis.
Yeah, because he's one of us.
He's only one of us.
If you're looking to cheer for the Canadian drivers, there are some. Lance Stroll drives for Aston Martin, but I'm not going to hold you. The only reason why he has kept that seat for so long, his dad owns the team, so he ain't getting fired. I'll tell you that.
Oh, okay, that's very nice.
He's all right. He's okay.
I'll keep watching because they're off until the end of the month, right?
Yeah, they might be what is known as summer break. Let me see real quick.
Yeah, Belgium is the 25th to the 27th.
Yep. So yeah, they're on summer break right now. So
okay.
Summer break is fun. Summer break is fun. Good for them. I mean, if you think about it, they started second week of March, and they've been to Australia, China, Japan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Miami, Rome, south of France, Spain, Canada, Austria, and Great Britain.
I didn't realize how long the season was. Like it's
no, this thing doesn't end until the end of the year, towards the end of the year, first week of December. So they're here, and then when they come back from the summer break, now they're going to Belgium, Hungary. What country is the Dutch?
The Netherlands.
Whatever, Netherlands, Dutch. Then they go back to Italy. Then they're in Azerbaijan, Singapore, back here in the United States. Then Mexico City, Brazil, back in the United States for Vegas. Then Qatar. Then Abu Dhabi.
I'm looking forward to the second half of the season.
They got some races in there. And, the standings right now, I think team-wise, I think McLaren's running away for this. I think it's over. I think it's really, really over. So now you're looking at the Drivers' Championship. Oscar and Lando are going to be a good battle. And then if you want to look into the Constructors' Championship, the battle for second will probably be the race because McLaren has to have like a 20-3 fall off to blow a 200 and almost 40-point lead right now.
Gotcha.
So get this. Red Bull has 172 points. Max Verstappen has 165 of those.
God dang. Yeah, that other guy's terrible. I haven't watched F1 that long, but that other guy.
But here's the thing. They've been trying to find a second driver for him. It's hard because Max he's a certain way, but he's really fucking good.
Yeah, because Yuki is new, right? He's 22.
Yeah, he was on their junior team, and then they let Sergio Perez go last year after basically Sergio Perez had so many bad finishes last year that he hurt the team because he couldn't score the points, and McLaren basically walked Red Bull down the back half of last year to win the Constructors' Championship because Max Verstappen would win these races or be like top two, but Lando and Oscar would be like 1-3 or 1-4. And so they garnered up enough points. They literally walked them boys down last race of the season. And Red Bull lost the Constructors' Championship. And now McLaren has the fastest car on track. So now it's a foregone conclusion that it's between Lando and Oscar for the Drivers' Championship. Max is still fighting, but he's basically got to win a lot of races between now and then. It's tough. It's tough. Formula One's it's a lot of strategy, man. It's a lot of strategy. It's a lot of taking chances, calculated risks, knowing your strategy, sticking to it, taking advantage of unexpected things, being prepared for unexpected things, and getting the car around the track. You got to get the car around the track.
Those first couple laps are crucial. That's what I've learned.
Oh, that start lap.
Yeah.
That's when the action. That's when that, like them seats near that first corner at any F1 event. It's one of those where, and some tracks allow for more overpassing than others. A lot of maybe the newer ones are street tracks, but some of like the older ones like Monaco. Monaco is one of the worst races to watch now because there's no overtaking. So whatever happens in quali, it takes a crash for this thing to slow down.
So, yeah, I got you,
man. That it's the damn Love Island that just no one just seems to. It's mad shady.
Yeah,
it's mad shady. And when we get at this, I don't even want to hear. No, man. When you like that, you bugging. Nah, am I? All right. You know, the crazy part of it was people love to play victim on situations they blew out of proportion.
One thing I've learned in these 30-something years of life is everyone is the hero in their own story.
Yeah. So, like, you trying to justify what? Okay, because if there was an original issue that was here, that both sides recognize, okay, this is an issue. Like, I understand you being upset, and the other side saying, I still want to work through this. I'm saying I want to work through this. We can work through this. We can work through this issue because this issue isn't even bad enough to where after this long of being together, this should be why we end. But in the course of one side actually trying to work things out and the other side being emotional, stubborn, and flat out immature, now they end up crossing the line where they think they can walk back. They think off them being a victim that's going to allow for like some grace in their behavior. When once you cross a line with certain people,
that's it.
And people don't realize that, like, yo, but I think that's how important is it for you to date people with siblings? Because I feel like that's something you got to recognize with the power.
You know, I never really put much thought into it, but now my wife has 3 siblings. So,
because let me tell you something, as the oldest, there are some times growing up when my sister and my younger brother used to really get me hot, particularly my sister, because that's the one I grew up with. There's some times she'd really get me hot. And it wasn't until I got to a certain age and I started, like, I forgot what I had snapped at my sister one time and like really made her cry. My dad would just take me aside and just be like, listen, when it comes to family, yes, they can make you mad, but you got to know there are power in words. So yes, you and your sister are kids now. So y'all not going to say anything that's going to be too detrimental to y'all's relationship now. But as you get older, you got to recognize that you may say some shit to your sister one day that might change their relationship forever. Then he was like, for an example, look at the relationship between your mother and her sister and how they not really on them type of terms. It was because things, you know what I mean, escalate to a situation where like whatever the initial situation was, it becomes lost and diluted because now we're at a place where you can't, like, nothing will be the same. And I think that's where I was trying to avoid it getting to that because I know how I am. But the other side was just hell bent on saying some things that I was like, oh, wow. Yeah. I never even so much as yelled at you. But
shout out Achille being an upstanding human being. Bam said Achille sent him a DM apologizing about following his sister.
Yeah, that is so funny. Bam, that was... He was like, wait, you follow my sister? I ain't gonna hold you. She be looking, honestly, she be mad. Oh, no, I wasn't about to say that. Okay. No, I was about to say she be in the Houston looking mad lit. Like every time I've seen her story, she outside in Houston having a time. And I'm like, damn, Houston is Houston is the only major city in Texas I haven't been to. But I'm like, damn, Houston like this?
Yeah, I'd love to go to Houston.
I'm saying, I ain't never been to Houston. No. And why would you think I'd say something like that to your cousin?
You right. I was tripping. That's on me.
Come on now. That's definitely something I'd text you on the side. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Listen, Danny, let the people know where they can find you, man.
You can find us Speak on it _pod. Twitter, TikTok. You can send us emails, speakonitpod14@gmail.com. Comedy. Where can they find you?
Listen, Bam said he's like Liam Neeson. I'm fucking crying. Listen, you can follow me at LosDMix. That's at LOSDEEMIX. I haven't posted this on my IG yet because I was too busy getting ready to stomp a motherfucker out for thinking kikiing about Love Island is normal and cool. But on the flip, I did post a new mix to my SoundCloud and Mixcloud. I had stumbled upon the new Lizzo album, and I ain't gonna hold you. I thought she was back playing the flutes and doing all that. This is like a trap mixtape. So I listened to it. She got a couple of Take Keith beats on there, and I'm like, nah, some of these just got slapping.
Is it better than Peanuts to Elephant?
Do I gotta play it?
That song got stuck in my head Saturday, and I was so fucking mad. What up, dog? I was like,
listen, I found myself like halfway through looking like the Hove meme. I was sitting there like,
what up, dog?
I went cutthroat. Yeah, all right.
We don't know.
But yeah, I got a new mix. It's something if you're looking for something during your workout. It's definitely one of those type mixes. It's definitely a little bit more Atlanta inspired, just off of the vibes I was feeling from that Lizzo track. So definitely check that out on my SoundCloud and Mixcloud. Other than that, listen, did you hear this new Drake song?
Yes.
What's your thoughts?
When you gonna learn? When are you going to learn?
Who, me or him?
Him.
Why? Are you talking about what he's talking about in this?
Yeah, you.
He was in that back. Hey, listen, the front half I was cool. Like the front half was cool. That back half, I ain't gonna hold you, was fire. But I was in there like, oh, you talking mad greasy. Hold on, let me see if I can. Hold on, let me see if I can.
When are you going to learn?
Look, it was.
What did I miss? What did I miss?
Hold on.
Let's go.
Look, hey, look, on this back half, I was like, all right, first off, this beat switch is crazy. And then when I heard he was talking about, and he was talking about Rick Ross, I was like, all right, see, you just listen to this.
When will you learn?
Hey, let's go.
I'm right here vibing right here.
Let's go.
Hey.
Yeah. Niggas get punched in the face with some TLC shit on the dead guy. Some TLC shit, cause my nigga, you gon' need a chili ice to your left eye.
Whoa! I had to pause. I said, wait a minute. That's mighty specific. And I get on there and see, Drake is definitely talking about Rick Ross in that incident when Ross got punched. And I'm like, all right, see? And then when everyone's like, oh, but like, why? When they respond, they'd be like, oh, he be dick riding Drake. And it's like, yo, but now I think these two clearly been at odds for a little bit. When did this start? Now you got to go back. This is the music.
Now you got to go back.
Start.
Aston Martin music. I don't know.
Listen, y'all have a great week. We'll see you next week. Be ready. We're going to start a lot of NFL talk next week. We getting close to football season, to fantasy season. Yo, we're going to have to, before we leave, we're going to have to find someone to replace Buddy from the redraft league. I haven't let him know that we kicking his ass out, but
from Dynasty or redraft?
He's not in none of my Dynasty. He's in our redraft league.
Okay.
Remember, he won it 1 year. So
he did.
He will be the last one to find out that he got booted.
I'm sure he already knows.
There's matter of fact, let's take a look in that chat right now. make sure. Yeah, he coincidentally enough, he was the very last person to message in there on New Year's Day. So he'll probably figure it out. But so we got to find 2 people because Tad let me know at the beginning of the last season that he won't be back, which is fine.
Okay.
He said he had too many leagues. And then obviously this fuckboy thinks shit's cool. We gonna see him when we see him. I want him to keep that same energy. We'll stomp a fucking mud hole through him. But that's neither here nor there. If anyone is interested in joining a 10-team redraft ESPN league PPR, hit my line. There are 2 open spots.
And we have a lot of fun in that league. We have a lot of fun.
I will say this is a league where this is a group chat league. This has some intricacies for a redraft league. So if you're already in enough leagues, that's cool. If you're looking for a new redraft league.
Oh, Lord. Asia hurt her wrist. I got to go.
Dang. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great one. Make sure you speak on it.
I'm back in your city tonight, walking around my head high.